want to know what's more fun than losing? What? Winning! And we got a regular season win to cap this off for the Grizzlies. Let's hit the highlights right off the bat. Grizzlies, game 82. We come to this place for magic. We come to this place for Yuki Kawamura. No look over the head dimes to Marvin Bagley III. Excuse me? Excuse me? Showtime Yuki activated, John Morant giving him the joggles. Yuki in his bag, his knapsack, his fanny pack, his suitcase, between the legs to Cam Spencer, who hits the three. And the zombie Grizz are rolling the zombie Mavs. Up 19 in the third. Move over Katy Perry because Lamar Stevens is going to space. Stevens with a career high, 31 points. The Mavs were feeling like Oprah because you get a career high and you get a career high. Yuki, give him the 4-point play. He sparks joy. Career high 12 points for Yuki Kawamura. Another career high, that would be 6 steals for John Conchar as he finds Cam Spencer. The runner put the Grizzlies up 29 going into the fourth. Spencer, a career high 23 points. Grizzlies would be up 35 in the fourth. Jaden Hardy with the nope from Jay Huff. He had 6 blocks. That tied a career high. And never forget Jay Huff, the reverse dunk king. He also had a career high, 22 points. And as Sesame Street told us, sharing is caring. And the glass agrees. Another Stevens slam. The Grizzlies end the regular season with a 35-point dub, 132-97. The final over the Dallas Mavericks. CJ, dare I say, that was the most fun I've had at FedEx Forum in weeks. Watching a Grizzlies team made up of 8 players who more than likely will not be at least major contributing factors as the postseason begins, because we do turn the page from the NBA regular season. That was game 82 of 82. The Grizzlies are now looking ahead to the play-in tournament coming up on Tuesday against the Golden State Warriors, and we'll, of course, spend the bulk of our time on that because that is what matters moving forward. But I had a great time at FedEx Forum yesterday, and that was not guaranteed because I walked into that game not really knowing what the experience would be like. And instead, it was a highlight factory. Like, ultimately, the Grizzlies back of the bench is more fun and more talented than the Mavs back of the bench. And some Mavs players, like rotation players, were playing last night. I thought we were going to see Daniel Gafford go off for a 40-bajillion-point game based on how that thing began. But the Grizzlies picked up steam in the second quarter. The Grizzlies have Yuki. The Grizzlies have Jay Huff. They have Lamar Stevens. They have Marvin Bagley. They have Vince Williams Jr. They have John Conchar. The only player who had kind of a rough game, Gigi Jackson, which was such a bummer. He had a 3 early. I was like, oh, yes, this is the confidence booster Gigi needs. And instead, it was another tough one for Gigi Jackson. But ultimately, the Grizzlies get a win. Does it matter? Not really. But I had a great time watching it.
Was it Sparks Joy?
It sparks joy.
Okay.
The Marie Kondo method.
All right.
You want to know what she says?
What?
If it doesn't spark joy, you throw it away. And that game sparked joy. So I refused to just throw it away, toss it out with the trash, and move into the playing game.
So that was a phrase that pays?
Yeah. No.
No.
Oh, no.
No, it wasn't
Knapsack.
Knapsack.
We've had it for like 4 games.
Knapsack. Oh.
Luke, with the word of the highlights, knapsack.
Okay.
I've written it into 4 highlights of the Grizzlies losing, so we finally get it in the end. And Yuki was in his knapsack, in his bag, in every sort of carrying vessel. The second he threw that over the head backwards pass to Marvin Bagley, like, I think I almost jumped out of my chair. Like, I was visibly amped to see it happen. And that is the last game for Yuki. Last game of the season for Cam Spencer. The two-way guys cannot play in the postseason, so that was the end of the road there. And it was kind of fun. It was like a throwback to early in the season when the Grizzlies would just unload the bench, and you're like, wow, this is the deepest team to ever exist. And of course, things have transpired in a different direction. But shout out to those guys. And honestly, like, it was Fan Appreciation Day, and I understand why many fans were frustrated. And I heard from a lot of fans yesterday because they had tickets to yesterday's game. It's an afternoon game. A lot of families were coming over to FedEx Forum downtown Memphis for the regular season finale. And there had been a buildup over the last few weeks, like, oh, this game could really matter. And especially just the Western Conference vibe as a whole, like, all those games really mattered. Watching the Warriors-Clippers game, I mean, the Western Conference seeding came down to an overtime game, came down to the final minute of an overtime game between the Warriors and the Clippers on who was going to be stuck facing the Grizzlies in the play-in tournament and who was going to advance straight to the postseason. And so it all leads to this game between the Grizzlies and the Mavs, which technically mattered, I mean, there was like a sliver of a chance if the Timberwolves had lost to the Jazz, and by God, they flirted with at least making us believe that perhaps the Jazz, who didn't play anyone and had 17 wins this season, might come out and shock the world with a win over the Timberwolves, but they ran away with it in the second half. That was the only way the Grizzlies could avoid the 8 seed and would have had the opportunity to host the play-in tournament 7-8 game. And so they just decided that the risk was greater than the reward, and they sat all their rotation players, no Ja, no Dez, no Jaren, no Edey, no Santi, no Scottie Pippen, no Luke Kennard. And you kind of look ahead of being able to run into that game Tuesday with fresh legs. And I get it if you showed up and you were bummed, but to the credit of the 8 players who were available, they made it an enjoyable experience. Like, it might not be what you signed up for, but you cannot. Where were you when Yuki went between the legs? I'll be able to say I was at FedEx Forum, and all the people who were out there yesterday will be able to share that same sentiment.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.